Hi everyone, this is Mike with Allred Incorporated. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create custom price sheets through the Allred's website, which is a really great feature that we've enabled for our customers. And we're just going to jump right into it here. The first thing you want to do is, if you are using Firefox or Internet Explorer, Chrome, whichever browser you're using, you're going to need to get to the Allred's website, and you can do that by just coming up here to the address bar. Go ahead and go to www.allreds.net. Upon arriving at the allreds.net website, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit here so you can see this better. On the front page here, you're going to need to get into the Allred's catalog. And the reason that you have to get there is because that's where you'll log in with your username and password. Now, if you don't have a username and password to access the Allred's website, if that doesn't sound familiar, or you've just never been assigned one, or you've forgotten yours, stay tuned for the end of this tutorial. Towards the end, I'm going to explain how you can get access to the Allred's website. Now, you do have to have an open account with Allred's, whether it be a Terms or COD account. You need an established account with Allred's, and then you can get a username and password and access these features. Once you're on the website here, like I said, you're going to need to get into the catalog. There's a couple different ways you can do that. You can click on the products link here or the My Allred's link here. We're going to click on this link here, which says browse the catalog. Once you get into the catalog, this may be a familiar page for some of you, but if you are not familiar with it, over here on the right you'll see a dealer login button. That's where you'll enter your username and password, as I was talking about earlier. And what we'll do, we'll just go ahead and click that. Now, mine's already filled itself in with a username and a password, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And when you do that, what you'll see happen, the only thing that's going to change is that the shopping cart appears, and that's how you know you're logged in. The red button's gone, shopping cart's there, you're logged in. So now as you drill through the catalog, all the products you look at, you can now see inventory and your pricing. All of that's available to you. In order to get to the custom price sheets section that we've created, we're going to have to go to some equipment that we've worked on here. So let's go look at some air conditioners. I know that we've worked on the air conditioners and those are available. To do that, we're going to come over here to heating and cooling equipment. Go ahead and click on that, and let's come down to AC condensers and heat pumps. And just for the sake of the training here, let's just look at, we'll say, the 18 SEER Armstrongs. So we'll click on that. That's just going to bring up a real brief rundown of the models that we have. We've got the 2, 3, 4, and 5 tons, a little bit of specs here, and what you'll see if you come down, here's the price sheet. Here's the custom price sheet. Now, before I go ahead and just click the custom quote button here, that's how you actually generate one, let me explain really quick what this multiplier is here. When you call into Allred's or you come into the counter, whatever you do, the price that you get on one of these 18 SEERs, that's going to be what's going to print here on the custom quote. This 1.0 multiplier means that it's taking your price and timesing it by 1, so it's going to obviously remain the same. It's going to be your price on this custom quote. What you can do, if you look here, it's 1 through 4, so we could go ahead and put, we'll say, a 2 in there. If I put a 2 in there, it's going to obviously double your price. Why would that be useful? Well, if you wanted to show that to one of your customers, but you didn't want them to see your price, you could come in here and put any multiplier you want from 1 to 4. So it's going to take your price and times it by 2. Let's go ahead and leave that, and we'll see how that would be displayed. And so all you have to do is just leave that at 1 or change it here, and then go ahead and click Custom Quote. Now when I do that, it does need to open up Adobe Reader to create this file. If you don't have Adobe Reader installed on your system, or if you have any problems with that, you can give us a call, but you can just go to Adobe's website and get it. It's a free program. It's used all throughout the internet and other documentation. If you have any problems, they may show up here at the top in a bar. It may ask you to allow access to Allred's. The reason why that is because the Allred's website will pull in your company name, and it'll put here your name here at the top, and as you can see, I'm just using a test account that I've called Allred's Incorporated Service. It'll have your name up there, which is a really great feature. You never have to type it in, it's always there. And so, as you'll see, we've brought up the specs here on the 18 SEER Armstrong, and as I scroll down through the PDF, there's some nice layout of just the benefits, and again you see some specs here, just useful specs that you might need to know, or your customers might need to know. But the best part is we now have this price feature. It pulls in your price, and if you remember, we put that 2 in there, so we times your price by 2. And so we're showing on a 2-ton $4,000, and as you go down, a $5,000 5-ton. And that can be really useful if you just want your price or you want to throw a multiplier in there. This becomes a custom price sheet. You can come back up and you have the option to go ahead and print this sheet, and there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can go ahead and just hit the Control P on your keyboard. Control P will bring up the print dialog. On newer versions of Adobe Reader, you may have to hit the Escape key. The Escape key will bring back this toolbar at the top. The new version got rid of this toolbar just to save space. Some of you may already have this print button. You can go ahead and just click the print button and go ahead and just print yourself a nice sheet. And you can do that with all of the models, all the Armstrong air conditioners, furnaces, Rheem air conditioners, Rheem furnaces. In fact, I'm going to close this and show you a Rheem furnace printout. So up top here, up at the top, we've got our breadcrumbs. I'm going to go ahead and click on heating and cooling equipment. Let's go back to furnaces and I'll show you that. Click on furnaces. Let's look at, say, the upflow furnaces, and let's come down and maybe we'll print the new RGFG 95% modulating Rheem. Again, here's your summary window, and there it is. Now let's go ahead and just leave this at a 1.0, and I'll click custom quote. And so it does take a minute for it to access through Adobe Reader and populate the document with your company name at the top, and then obviously with the price. Again, if you have any problems at the top here, you may have security warnings just wanting access to the Allred's website. If you have any problems with that, feel free to give me a call anytime and I can walk you through how to fix that. But there you go again, Allred's Incorporated service, just the test account that I've created, and there's the price. So on a 90,000 5-ton, there's the price for that. Now remember, that's pulling directly from the Allred's website and from your account. So that's the price you'd get if you called in, if you came in, however you would obtain that. That's the price we'd read off to you, because we left it at a 1.0 multiplier, like I said. So there you go. It's a really great feature. I think you could really make this a useful tool in sales and showing these custom price sheets to your customers. And as I mentioned, if you don't have access to the Allred's website, this is the portion where I'm going to show you how to get that. If you go back to the Allred's website, I did that just by clicking on the logo here. That'll, bring you back to the home page. Scroll down just a little bit and you'll see a real easy link right here on the left, online account sign up form. Go ahead and click that. Again, it's using Adobe Reader. It's going to open up the Clicks online account sign up form, and what this is just a form for you to give us a username and password that you'd like to use, a couple things of information so that we can set that up for you. And we've got our contact info. You can contact Walter or myself and we can get that going. You can call me or email me. All that information's there. Now remember, to get access to the online portion of our website, you do need an established Allred's account, a COD account or a terms account. You do need that to use this feature. And so there you go. That is how to create custom price sheets on the Allred's website. I hope this was a helpful tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'll leave contact information in the notes of this video, and I hope this is a useful tool for you and your customers.